The following presentation that will be occurring that will be in real fiction. Remember, it is real fiction in movies, in horror, like the Cauldron has in Halloween. So this is gonna be at this time. Yeah, this is actually another time for another time for that. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I presented to you on my EAS scenario today. Pups saving a dozing dragon. This presentation will be perfect on with the new suspect on the rescue night. So following for this presentation is going to be a mega scenario to, this is going to make a mega scenario in Barkingburg in New York. Yeah, this run Barkingburg in the city of New York. Okay, so let's set the time of 11:50 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Okay. It's a beautiful day in the city, in the beautiful New York metropolitan area. It's nice to see in this beautiful time. So, until the wipeout occurs at the Barkingburg, New York area. And after that, aftermath, they're investigating the situation. Yeah. A known suspect has been seen roaming around the top of the city. Okay, but suddenly there was something right there.
Ryder, check out that boulder! It's got the mark of the cauldron. We're on the right.
Yeah.
The cauldron of snores. I'll use it to put everyone in Barkingburg Castle to sleep. Take the throne and become king.
Good plan.
The following message is transmitted on request of the New York Police Department. At approximately 11:49 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, several reports that the unknown flying dragon and unknown suspect is seen roaming around Staten Island and expected to arrive in New York City within the next hour. Due to this situation of this, all residents of New York City are advised to remain vigilant and distance. Tune to local stations by news and information when it comes available. Whoa, that is not good. Interesting. Right. An hour later, what's the situation may seem that.
Oh no, I missed it. Under there, pups. Oh no.
following message is transmitter of a request of the New York Police Department. This is an update to the previous message that was issued 10 minutes ago. The flying creature that is roaming around the city of Staten Island is still not in Midtown Manhattan and arrived there within the next 50 minutes. In addition, the suspect and the known dragon has been escaped from the cave mountains where the cauldron takes place. In addition, the pups that are rescuing some friends and people out there has been identified. The first pup is Marshall. He's also seen wearing a red thing right there with water cannons. Right there in the hat on the top. The second pup is Yuma, will also lift buoy and also using a scuba to dive down to safe in underwater. The third pup is Rubble. He is also last seen having a boulder hat. Is also seen have tools right there to fix anything or smash anything. It's strong. The fourth pup is Chase. Also have a police siren, same as Marshall. The police siren blaring also reported right there as a police. Also last seen wearing with winch and drones like there, or including Spy and Chase. The fifth pup is Rocky. Also last seen wearing a green thing right there and green top of the hat. He also last using his tools to fix anything in there. In the final pup, sixth to final is Sky. Also last seen wearing a pink tag and also using a helicopter to fly to search anything for that. It's also seen having keep on the eye using goggles to investigate in there. The Dozen Dragon is also cannot be confirmed that the suspect identified as Sparks that flying a dragon also reported, but the other suspect that two people has been using to control Sparks has not confirmed at this time. Due to this, all residents of New York City are advised to remain in your homes at this time. If you see that flying creature, run away as fast as you can and find the nearest building. Stay tuned to this channel for information that becomes available. Whoa. The pups are helping to investigate in there. Okay. Alright, let's go to ABC 7 News in New York. This is ABC 7 News, eyewitness news serving the New York City area. We have currently breaking news coming out of boroughs of Staten Island, New York. A large flying creature has been roaming around the boroughs of Staten Island. And now at the situation including Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, and Jersey City, New Jersey, including Essex, Hudson, Union, Passaic, Bergen, Somerset, and Sussex County in New York, in northeastern and northern New Jersey. Live here in New York is my correspondent, Paul. Are you there? I live in here in downtown New York. It's completely calm in there, but unlike the situations taking place at New York City, it is likely that the dragon, which I got called Sparks, that using a known two suspect has been seen using marshmallows to control Sparks. It's also likely that they already carried a cauldron and take them to Midtown Manhattan so they can detonate a biological or chemical weapons in there. in addition to that, so if they detonate, then it will become a great danger for residents of New York City. And it likely that the Indian Point Energy Center will be affected by the Green Cauldron. Okay, this is ABC 7 News. My correspondent Paul, back over to you. Okay, thank you. In other news, a county has been confirmed that shelter has been set up in the following cities: Newark, Elizabeth, Patterson, Passaic, Jersey City, Union City, including Newark Liberty International Airport. So location for these shelters may be found in FEMA.gov. This is AB7 News. We're breaking story. Back to your regular programming. Did he just say they're detonating a chemical weapon in their possession? This can't be. Alright, a few minutes later. Moments later, a accused suspect has been given to the police. The following message is transmitted over the course of the New York Police Department. This at approximately 11:57 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The sparks that causing their heading towards the New York metropolitan area in Midtown Manhattan. And in addition, the two suspects that also has stolen the cauldron and taken them to New York City has been identified as Claus and Duke. Claus is also have a parking tag using a pincher to control sparks, also having it. In addition, Duke is also another suspect. He's also riding with the sparks in Dozing Dragon, and they're about to take them, and they're expected to arrive in New York City within 30 minutes. All residents of New York City are advised to shelter in place immediately. Find the interior room on the lowest floor of the sturdy building. Stay away from the windows, doors, and outside walls. Close and lock all windows and doors. Turn off all heating and air conditioning systems. Close fireplace dampers. And seal all cracks on doors and wood taping, damp coating, damp tape, or damp towels. Take in adequate supplies to your shelter, such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, a fully charged cell phone, phone chargers, toiletries, a first aid kit, a battery powered or hand crank radio to last you and your family for the duration of the emergency. If you see this suspect, call 911 immediately or the New York Police Department code 9186-249-5139. Tune to the local station by news information for more dangerous situation. In addition, the sparks that they're heading in is heading towards the marsh. Whoa, so Duke and Claus is the identities? Yeah, I know. Okay, so back to the news today. This is the update to this situation in this news. The suspect, identified as Duke and Claus, is also using marshmallows to control sparks, like flying around Staten Island, and they're headed towards New York City. The shelter has been settled in the city of Newark, Union City, Patterson, Passaic, Bergen County, Suffolk County, Essex County, Union County, Hudson County, Jersey City, Newark Liberty International Airport, Elizabeth, Newark, and Queenette. Location for these shelters may be found on FEMA.gov. And it's been reported that this back in New York City is my correspondent Paul. Paul, are you there? I'm living here in downtown New York City, in Midtown Manhattan, in Times Square. It is actually very quiet in here since people are remaining vigilant right now, as they issue a shelter-in-place warning for New York City. In addition to that, shelter has also set up in JFK International Airport, Queens, Bronx, Yonkers, Westchester County, including the Indian Point Energy Center. Yeah, this one is also including Manhattan. So, people, if you live in New York City, find a shelter immediately, as those in Dragon with the cauldron, including Dukes and Claws, expected to arrive in Midtown Manhattan within the next 30 minutes. This is me, Paul. Back over to you. Thank you. In other news, the mayor of New York is also setting up the shelters for Bronx, Westchester County, Yonkers, the Bronx, including Manhattan, New York County, including Queens, including Brooklyn, as well as JFK International Airport and Long Island. This is ABC 7 News with the breaking story update. Okay, a few 30 minutes to an hour later. It's okay.
Princess, Claw's working with the Duke of Flappington. My cousin is behind this? Yes, they filled the cauldron with water from Mud Poodle Marsh and are headed for Barkingburg.
Oh, this is terrible news. If the cauldron's heated with dragon breath, it could create an enchanted fog that'll put everyone to sleep.
I know where I put it. Come along, Busby.
Civil danger for the city of New York and the surrounding areas. The following message is transmitted at a request of the New York Police Department. Residents of New York City and Midtown Manhattan, lock all your windows and doors immediately. The dragon, called Sparks, has also seen having long wings, long tails, and eyes, but the tarpon here is carrying Duke and Claws. In addition, that Sparks that the cauldron had the protection that are about to detonate it within the next hour. In addition, the Dozing Dragon, what shall I call that, arrived in New York City in Barkingburg, in New York, and expected to detonate a weapon in their possession. It is unknown if it's true or not. All residents of New York City and surrounding areas are advised to remain indoors with all windows and doors closed and locked. If you see that dragon, use our protection by all means necessary. This includes lethal force. Tune to the local state by using information. What? Dozing Dragon, along with Sparks, Duke, and Claws already in New York City? This is really bad. Back to the news. This is ABC 7 News, 70 New York City area. We have currently updating on this breaking news coming out of New York City. the dragon, which I called Sparks, that is roaming around the borders of Staten Island and carrying with Duke and Claw, has arrived at Midtown Manhattan in New York City, and is really extreme hostile towards humans. In addition, Sparks is carrying a cauldron right there, and they're expected to detonate a chemical weapon, and they have their cauldron in possession and a chemical weapon, and they're about to detonate it if the demands are met. This fog will is expected to occur within the next hour. It is likely unknown is likely in there. Live in here in New York Times Square as correspondent Dave. Dave, are you there? I'm living here in downtown New York City. This is completely going south further. Going north. People are panicking for themselves, and they're having that site right there. In addition to that, they're also reported that Sparks, Duke, and Claudia have their chemical weapon in their possession for the cauldron, and they are about to they're detonated if the events are met within the next hour. People, if you're at one in New York City, wherever you are, knock on your windows and doors immediately. I gotta go. I don't want to get infected by the green fog and turn to sleep. Okay, thank you. This is AB7 News. Alright, back over to you. Okay, another news that shelter has been set up in the Indian Point Energy Center in Buchanan, New York, including Queens, JFK, and Bronx. This is AB7 News with a breaking story. Back to your regular programming. Whoa. Okay. A few minutes later, 15 minutes later.
Set it up there.
Got you. I know what you scoundrels are planning, and I want in. Make me queen, or I'll call the rescue knights.
I assure you, sweetie, you'll be taken care of. Kraken, hit the call.
The following message is transmitted at request of the New York Police Department. The dragon, which I call Sparks, that Duke and Claus have arrived at the New York City in Midtown Manhattan and stated that have their chemical weapons with the cauldron. They're detonated if the defense are not met. In addition, Duke, Claw, and Joe's and Dragon are helping them to detonate a cauldron in the fog, and they're making them to sleep within the next 45 minutes. All residents of New York City are advised to shelter in place immediately. To shelter in place, you are advised to follow these instructions. Find an interior room on the lowest floor of the sturdy building as few windows to no doors. Stay away from windows, doors, and outside walls. Close and lock all windows and doors. Turn off all heating and air conditioning systems, since the cauldron of the chemical weapon is airborne. And proceed and see all cracks on doors with little damn towels. Turn to the local station by news information that becomes available. What? They have stated they have their chemical weapon or detonated in Midtown Manhattan? Oh my god. That is not good. There might easily be evacuation orders, or if this thing is detonated. Yeah, they're detonated. Right, 45 minutes later.
Hit the cauldron.
Sparks!
following message is transmitted at the request of the New York Police Department. The Dragon, along with Sparks, Duke, and Claw, after possession of detonated a chemical weapon, has detonated. Has risen green fog into the air. Nothing about the green fog in the air. In addition to that, Duke, Claw, and Spark have left the city, and the current location is currently unknown at this time. In addition to that, the green fog has the possession that people has putting into sleep in the city of New York City and Barkingburg. In addition to that, about 100 fatalities, 270 injuries, and 74 of them has been sleep in New York City and Barkingburg. All residents of New York City are advised to shelter in place immediately. To shelter in place, close and lock all windows and doors. Turn off all heating and air conditioning systems. Close fireplace dampers and seal all cracks on doors with glues and tape or damp towels. Take in adequate supplies, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, a first aid kit, a fluid chart, cell phone chargers, toiletries, important documents, and a battery powered or hand crank radio to last you and your family for the duration of the emergency. Do not approach this cauldron as it is considered too dangerous. They will put people into sleep on sight. If you believe if you are infected, commit suicide immediately. If you don't, then you'll get sleep. Tune to local station for news information. What? They detonated a chemical weapons? Wow, that didn't look good. Alright, let's go to Channel 4, NBC News. This is WNBC News, Channel 4, serving the New York metropolitan area. We have currently breaking news coming out of New York City. The chemical weapon they have their possession with Sparks, Duke, and Claw has been detonated and released an unknown green fog into the air. The green fog cannot confirm at this time, but it's likely they're naming a new green fog that have been detonating within the next 2 hours. Due to this, I'm advising all residents of New York City to shelter in place immediately. Close, lock, and all windows and doors. Turn off all heating and air conditioning systems because the green fog of cauldron detonated is airborne. Close fireplace dampers and seal all cracks on doors and windows with tape or damp towels. Live in downtown New York City is more correspondent Hannah. Hannah, are you there? And I'm living here in Midtown Manhattan. This is actually completely chaos in there. Like he said, that their chemical weapon has detonated. The green fog has spreading across New York City and expected to affect the Midtown Manhattan within the next 15 to 25 minutes. I see that there's one of these. It's right there. As you may know, that there's likely one of those worst timing here in the 2022. Not only that, there is a green fog has spread in the detonated Empire State Building. Yeah, they detonated at the Empire State Building due to this. Yeah, this is actually crazy. And yeah, this is actually kids or people. If you live wherever you are in New York City, lock all windows and doors immediately. This is actually a dangerous and potentially dangerous and life-threatening situation. Oh my god, I see a green fog catching me. I better get out of here right now. Whoa! The woman, OMG, the woman has got infected and yet sleeping there? That is not good. A few minutes later.
Do you see those clouds? I sure do, Ryder. And everyone in town seems to be asleep. The princess and the earl are sleeping too. We can't go into the city. If we run into one of those clouds, it will make us fall asleep too.
There's no one who could stop me from becoming king now. Sparks, fly me to the castle.
Hold on, Dick. Sparks is my dragon.
It's king.
The following is a transmitted because of the New York Police Department. The National Weather Service in New York, up to New York. This is a dust storm emergency for the New York metropolitan area. The National Weather Service in up to New York has issued a dust storm warning for New York County and southeastern New York until 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 12:19 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a confirmed large and deadly weapon of green fog had their possession has detonated was located over Midtown Manhattan and moving northeast. This is a dust storm emergency for New York City and the surrounding areas. This is a dangerous situation. Seek shelter right now. Hazard: deadly fog. Source: radar confirmed but this dust storm and fog, and visibility up to half to 3.25 miles. Impact: you are in a life-threatening situation. Green fog would be deadly for us caught into sleep. The buildings will be completely obliterated from this green fog. Consider damage to homes, vehicles is likely, and complete destruction is possible. Location impact include Midtown Manhattan, New York City. Take this to repeat: a large and extreme dangerous, potentially deadly dust storm and green fog is on the destination. To protect your life, take cover now. Move the interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you're outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, use a mask rated N95 or CBRN to protect yourself from sleeping, turn into sleep, and flying debris. A large and extreme dangerous dust storm is on protection. There, take a dust storm precaution. This is an emergency situation. To repeat, a dust storm warning has been issued until 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the following counties in New York. A dust storm emergency is in effect for New York City. That is, pretty interesting. A few minutes later. The following message is transmitted over the course of the New York Police Department and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The green fog had their possession as detonating has still spreading in New York City. About 100 people has been slept. About 61 people has been killed and 204 people has been injured. In addition, the chemical weapon their possession has already detonated. In addition to that, a friend named Sky has been clearing out the green fog to avoid sleeping, and they're attempting to get rid of it. It was successful, but the green fog is still spreading in Midtown Manhattan, and it looks like the green fog is headed towards New York Times Square within the next 20 to 30 minutes. All residents of New York City and the surrounding areas are advised to ring in Richmond right this instant. You should tune the station by news and information when it becomes available in the latest dangerous situation. Wait, Sky is attempting to get rid of all the green fog causing to avoid sleeping was successful. Well, thank you, Sky. A few moments later. Okay, we'll be right back in ABC in New York City. This is CBS News, and we have currently breaking news coming out of New York City. Right now, there is actually a green fog spreading in New York City, and expected the green fog is about to impact the New York Times Square within the next 20 to 30 minutes. All residents of New York City and the surrounding areas are advised to shelter in place immediately. To shelter in place, close, lock, and barricade doors immediately from the outside because this virus is airborne. In addition to that, there also report that the scene. It also reports that the nation was in Midtown, still spreading in Midtown Manhattan. We have no reporters news in Midtown Manhattan because it's actually green fog in there. However, we have a report in downtown in Lower Manhattan beside the World Trade Center. How is the situation going? I'm living here in World Trade Center in New York City. It's actually really okay in there, but unlike the situation in Midtown Manhattan, it is actually known that if the green fog is about to impact the Times Square, it's expected to estimate it in 20 to 30 minutes, and it looks like the green fog is about to impact the Jersey City area within the next hour. So, if you're living here and down in New York City in Midtown Manhattan, shelter in place immediately, as you do not shelter in place, and you're exposing yourself to the green fog, and you have to take nap time or sleep. This is ABC 7 News, CBS News 2, New York. Back over to you. Thank you. Stay safe and do not go outside. If you do, then you're putting yourself in extreme danger. This is CBS News Channel 2 in New York. And with the breaking story. Back to your regular programming. An hour later.
Tower. Sweetie is here too. Asleep. I'm afraid she might roll over the edge. Marshall, Rocky, get up there and rescue Sweetie and see if you can stop the fog. On it. We've got
The following message is transmitted at request of the New York Police Department. The sparks that are controlling sparks has affected that they're chasing a bird identified as the bird scarecrow. The bird crow is chasing the sparks, and they're attempting to get their marshmallows back. But if the spark has affected by the green fog, it will make them asleep and make them lose control. Due to this, all residents of New York City and the surrounding areas are advised to remain in your shelters with all windows and doors locked. If you see that sad dragon, call 911 immediately, or to call the New York Police Department, code 168-218-514-319. Tune to the local CCTV news and information. Whoa. The sparks are flying wrong way to make a bird crow scared away. Interesting. A few moments later.
No more fog clouds can escape. Sweetie, wake up! What? Huh? Oh, thanks. Ryder, the cauldron is capped, and Sweetie is safe. Whoa! Do something! I thought you said you could control Spock yourself. Fine. Pixes!
Phew, fortunately we kept our heads above the cloud.
The spot's got a nose full of it.
What's wrong with Sparks?
He must have gotten a nose full. Claw and the Duke are in big trouble. I wish we had an alarm.
The following message is transmitted of a class of the New York City Police Department. Civil danger warning. It has been confirmed that Sparks has fly around and has infected by the green fog has been confirmed at this time. In addition to that, the Centers for Disease Control that the cause of the spark got infected, there's full nose on it. In addition, the contagious disease has been detected at Centers for Disease Control, sharing more disturbing reports that the new green fog, which I called GSH10651S9 is a new virus name, or my different name is about that. GSH10651S9 is a new name for green fog has been designated for the chemical weapons. And there is a ready delivery time within the next 15 to 20 minutes. All residents of New York City are advised to remain indoors. Close, lock, and all windows and doors. Turn off all heating and air conditioning system because the virus, called GSH10651S9, is airborne. Close fireplace dampers and seal our cracks on doors and windows and tape or damp towels. Take in essential supplies such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, a first aid kit, a fully charged cell phone, a phone chargers, toiletries, important documents, and a battery-powered or hand-crank radio to last you and your family for at least a week. Do not approach these cauldron as considered too dangerous. They will put them into sleep. If you believe you are infected, commit suicide immediately, because if you don't, then you will get to sleep. Tune to local society news and information. Yeah. You're committing suicide to take down the beast of the green fog. Okay. An hour later. Let me click closer.
This is all your fault, not even a knight.
No, yours. Never gonna be a king. Uh-oh, Ryder. The Duke and Claw are using marshmallows to control sparks.
Yep.
I suppose this is what I get
The following message is transmitted at request of the New York Police Department and the New York City Department of Public Health. At approximately 12:37 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, many hospitals from the New York metropolitan area have currently opened, flowing with patients coming out. Patients with the known contagiously green fog has reached session. The name of the fog has been, and the green fog caution GSH10651S9 is still spreading across New York City, and the green fog has impacted the Times Square area. And to believe that the pups are attempting to make them into starting to sleep right there in the city of New York. In addition, there also been reported that the caution likely that no time for that there is no time to give up. All residents of New York City are advised to take the following precautions. Wash your hands at least for 20 seconds after touching your eyes, nose, mouth, going outside, or going to the bathroom. Maintain 6 feet. Wearing a gas if you believe you are infected. Wear a gas mask rated as an N95 or CBRN to protect yourself from getting exposed by the green fog during into sleep. And was during the local CC9 news and information that becomes available. But then, unthinkable happens after dealing with sparks. Here, maybe an instant replay will work. Let me back up. Yep.
Rebel got the magnet. I hope it works. Here comes Sparks. Arf! Waterland. Way to go, Marshall.
Wow, that was a big fun. Let's see the instant replay. Wow.
Dragon megaphone.
What? Are you kidding me? The pups, along with Zuma, Marshall, Rocky, and Sky has been fallen asleep. Oh no. And the cauldron of GSH10651S9 has returned that the cauldron has already detonated? Oh my god, that is not good. And sirens are starting to going up in New York City. One minute later. The following message is transmitted at request of the New York Police Department. Civil danger for the New York City and the surrounding areas. This message is transmitted at request of the New York Police Department. The situation at approximately 12:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, it has been confirmed that all the pups, along with Zuma, Marshall, Rocky, and Sky, has in fact asleep after a cauldron has been opened up, and the virus GH10651S9 has returned. In addition, Spark is having a difficult time eliminating eliminating these sleepings right there. And all residents of New York City and the surrounding areas to remain indoors, with all windows and doors locked. Turn off all heating and air conditioning systems, close fireplace dampers, and seal all cracks and doors with beams and tape or damp towels. Do not approach these cauldron is considered too dangerous. You would make them to sleep and on sight. If you get affected by the green fog, commit suicide immediately. If you don't, then you'll turn into sleep. Take the next adequate supplies to use shelters such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, a first aid kit, a fully charged cell phone, phone chargers, toiletries, important documents, any battery powered or hand crank wheel to last you and your family through the duration of the emergency. If the caution effects enter your home, use arm protection by all means. This includes lethal force. Do not go outside. If you do, then you're putting yourself in extreme danger and you can be arrested and charges or shot on sight. Turn to the local station news and information that becomes available. This station is off the air due to the green fog virus called GSH10651S9. Take shelter immediately. Yep, that is not good. Alright. But something happens after watching the other time. There might issue a nuclear power plant warning if the green fog is heading towards the Indian Point Energy Center in Buchanan, New York.
Sparks is about to fly in part of Barkingburg! I'm on
Wow, let me just get the instant replay.
Alright. Now I'm just gonna fix the room. You can stay there.
Ready, Ryder! Stay away, Sparks! Okay, Rebel!
Nuclear power plant warning. Nuclear power plant warning. This is not a drill. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Westchester County Emergency Management Agency and the New York State Emergency Management Agency. At this time, a general emergency is in progress. The general emergency means an incident occurring regarding radioactive or radiological materials or particles in the air. At this time, the nuclear chemical system siren has been sounded to alert in effects. At approximately 12:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the nuclear power plant that the green fog GSH10651S9 has affected the Indian Point Energy Center in Buchanan, New York. This plant is causing a total meltdown of reactor number 1 and 2. The nuclear power plant has detected that the green fog has been affected by the Indian Point Energy Center. Due to this, The statewide will be issuing a general emergency for all areas within a 100-mile radius of the Indian Point Energy Center. All residents of this radius are required to evacuate this area immediately. Taking adequate supplies such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, a first aid kit, a fluid charge, cell phone chargers, toiletries, important documents, and the battery powered or hand crank radio to last you and your family for at least 14 days. While you are evacuating, tie your white clothes through your targets and authorities to show you safely left the area. If you require assistance, do not use a towel. Should you require assistance, emergency management and law enforcement will escort you to a nearest pickup point. Try to take one car per family if possible. Traffic always sure traffic is moving. Do not pick up roaches from schools, hospitals, and nursing homes. These emergencies still have their own evacuation orders and will be acted accordingly. If you do not evacuate, and you're putting your life in extreme danger, evacuate now. I repeat, evacuate now. Do not delay. This is a mass casualty situation. Evacuate now. What? Oh, are you kidding me? Now the fog called GSH10651S9 has affected the Indian Point Energy Center. No way. That is really awful. Let's go to the news.
What are you talking to? Huh?
This is WFMZ TV 69 News, serving the Lehigh Valley area. We have currently breaking news coming out of the Indian Point Energy Center in Buchanan, New York. That state that the virus, the airborne collision fog, GSH10651S9, has impacted the Indian Point Energy Center in Buchanan, New York. This plant has been causing total meltdown on all reactors. Release of radioactive materials will release in the air. If it hasn't, major fallout will occur. This is actually here know what is happening in New York City, that the green fog has detonated a chemical weapon under possession, and sirens are going off in Buchanan, New York, at the Indian Point Energy Center, causing a total meltdown. And also the sirens are going off due to the chemical weapon has been detonated in New York City. And after that, the civil danger warning is also in effect when the siren goes off in New York as well. So logging here, we have a report in a helicopter. We can see that massive virus in the green thing right there. Tell me how was it a destruction was. I'm flying in the helicopter, remaining of the New York metropolitan area. As you can see there is a green fog called GSH10651S9 has detected in New York metropolitan area and has already caused massive damage, properties, and fatalities in Midtown Manhattan, including New York Times Squares. Cities such as tallest building such as Empire State Building, the One Vanderbilt, the Hudson Yard Building, the MetLife Building, the Grand Central Terminal, the Chrysler Building, including the Central Park Tower, as well as the other landmarks, including the Trump Tower, has been affected by the green fog over New York City. This is the same precision that Sparks, Duke, and Claw has been detonated in New York about two hours ago. The reason why they did this is it's actually causing mass panic right there. Back over to you. Okay, thank you. The Indian Point Energy Center in the Indian Point Energy Center in Buchanan, New York, may explode in the next 30 minutes to an hour. So that all the plants will be exploding within the next hour. When it happens, major fallout will release into the air and affect the state. This is APC 769 News WFMZ TV with a breaking story. We now return your regular programming. An hour later, the Indian Point Energy Center has been exploded and the fan hit the fan. A few minutes later, the green file continues.
Okay, Rebel, launch the magnet! Ryder, I've only got one chance. What if I'm not a good enough shot? You can do it, Rebel! Ryder, help!
This is an emergency action notification requested by the White House. All EAS participants will follow at the pace in the pre-season EAS operating handbook for national level emergency. The President of the United States or his designated representative will shortly deliver a message of the emergency alert system. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. We in charge of regular programming. This is the national emergency. Important details will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcasting cable systems shall transmit the emergency action notification messages. The station has interrupted its regular programming at request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, all stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public at the assigned areas. This is CBS and Channel 2. Will continue to serve the New York City area. If you are not in its local area, tune out and the station might need information from your local area. You are listening in the emergency alert system served in the New York City area. Do not use a telephone. The telephone line should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. We interrupt regular programming at request of the White House. This is an emergency alert system. All normal programming has been discontinued during this emergency. This is CBSN. Will continue for engine news, information, and instruction for the New York City area. If you are not in the New York City area, you should tune the station for news and information for your local area. It is important you carefully listen for the announcement in the station for your local area. Stand by. The President of the United States or his designated representative will be speaking shortly. The following message I have to give you is authorization and request of myself, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the United States Nuclear Regulatory Commission, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the United States government, effective as of 12:58 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. I regret to inform the citizens of the United States that a catastrophic, dangerous situation is currently taking place at the state of New York. At approximately 12:56 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, it has been reported that the Indian Point Energy Center in Buchanan, New York, has, in fact, exploded after a green fog identified as GSH10651S9 has directly impacted the nuclear power plant and make our nuclear power plant meltdown of all reactors. An hour later, an explosion has been reported. An explosion is reported at Mushroom Cloud as cannot be far north as Montreal, Quebec, Canada, as west as Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and as south as Richmond, Virginia, and east as the Atlantic Ocean. Radioactive fallout is still going into the year, and major fallout is in the year and expected to impact the following states: New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, Delaware, Maine, District of Columbia, Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. I'm asking all residents of the listed states to seek a fallout shelter immediately. Fallout is a product of nuclear attacks or explosions. Prolonged exposure to fallout will result in radiation sickness and death if not treated properly. It will only take a minute for the effects of fallout to spread. Fallout can spread miles of in the designated site. Fallout can causes cancer, organ failure, and defects such as stillbirth. Taking adequate supplies to your shelter, such as non-perishable foods, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, a flashlight, a fully charged cell phone chargers, toiletries, a battery part, or head crank ring with extra batteries to last you and your family for at least 14 days. If you cannot find a fallout shelter, either 321 or seek and for a moving and sea room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Stay away from windows, doors, and outside walls. Places and objects intrude in the outside world as possible. Seal all cracks and doors with fillers of tape or damp towels. Do not leave your shelter until the 14th day is expired, or the law enforcement will give you an all clear. If you leave your shelter, you will keep exposing yourself to deadly radioactive fallout. My fellow Americans, we hate to say this that the current time the green fog virus called the GSH10651S9 after chemical weapon has detonated in New York City, and put everyone to sleep. And the pup named Rubble is attempting to shoot using catapult with the magnitude make them to 12, so everyone wake up. Stay positive and remain calm and do not panic. Panicking will make the situation worse than already is. We will rise up again and will make America great again and will never fall again. And this is also reporting that the green fog has been spreading across New York City and affected Jersey City as well as the New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut tri-state. Falling County has been reported in Connecticut. Fairfield, New Haven, New Middlesex, and New London, and the following counties in New Jersey: Passaic, Bergen, Sussex, Bergen, Essex, Sussex, Union, Hudson, Somerset, including the following counties in New York: Kings, Richmond, Westchester, Rockland, Putnam, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Suffolk, Kings, Richmond, and Nassau. We will make our great America again. Thank you for listening to this message, and we'll say, God bless America. That was a message from the representative of the president. We now return to the emergency alert system.
Abby, check that.
This concludes the operation of the emergency alert system. All normal programming may now resume.
Go check if data is
An hour. Something unthinkable happens. Yep.
Now that the fog's all gone from the city in the cauldron, what happens to the shield and the cauldron now, Your Majesty?
They're on their way to a safe new home in the Barkingburg Museum.
Come along now, keep pushing.
This is an emergency action termination. The nuclear fallout from the Indian Point Energy Center has been cleaned. In addition, Robo was attempting to shoot a catapult with the magnet 12 was also successful. And everyone, they wake them up in the New York metropolitan area as they heard a long as 1 mile as Jersey City, as 1.5 mile as of the JFK International Airport, as far as the Newark Liberty International Airport, and as far north as cannot see as Patterson, New Jersey, and residents make extra shelter immediately. However, there's still massive damage in the nuclear fallout in the Indian Point Energy Center, and there's also devastating damage over the New York metropolitan area. The National Guard is on the field to rescue people from damaged shelters. If your shelter is damaged or destroyed, call 911 and the National Guard, if possible, to take you to a military base. All broadcast and cable systems are allowed to resume regular programming. Emergency broadcast will be now handed over to state officials. This concludes the operation of the emergency alert system. All normal programming may now resume. Your government thanks you for cooperation during this emergency.
Okay, fine. Please.
Apology.
Thank you, Sir Ryder. Thank you, Rescue Knights. Once again, you've saved Barkingburg.
You're welcome, Your Highness. Whenever a dozing dragon threatens your town, just yelp for help.
Or yell for rumble.
Apology. The chemical weapon that Duke, Sparks, and Claw had detonated a chemical weapon as the virus of the Green Fog Cauldron called GSH10651S9 has detonated in New York City. So that's a reason why that also reported that the Indian Point Energy Center has been affected by the Green Fog Cauldron when approaching the plants and all meltdown of reactors in the plant. In addition, the explosion has been reported about an hour later. Major fallout has been reported in the states including Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Delaware, District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia. And also reported, we never have questions. How did the Duke, Claws, and Sparks has been detonating a chemical weapon and releasing green fog into the air in New York? How they managed to have their wings to make them everyone to sleep? How they managed that the nuclear power plant has impacted the Indian Point Energy Center due to the Green Fog Cauldron, make them sleep and make them a total meltdown of reactors. Anyway, so thank you for watching of my videos. I hope you enjoyed my mega scenario called Pup Saving a Dozing Dragons, or even Duke, Spark, and Claws make them green fog cauldron, make them to sleep in mega scenario. So anyways, thank you for watching. So this is me, Gabe, the city of Chicago, or Gabriel Angelo Gialdoni, signing off, and happy back to school day.